In February of 1959, 9 young hikers vanished into the frozen silence of the Ural Mountains. When rescuers finally found them weeks later, what they uncovered was so strange, so disturbing, that it remains one of the most haunting mysteries in modern history. The group was led by Igor Dyatlov, a 23-year-old engineering student. They were strong, experienced, and had trained for the unforgiving Siberian winter. Their journals, recovered later, paint a picture of good spirits, laughter around the fire, jokes scribbled in the margins, snapshots of smiling faces trudging through the snow. They were prepared for hardship, but nothing could prepare anyone for what was about to happen. By the 1st of February, the hikers had pitched their tent on the desolate slope of a mountain the local Mansi people called Kolat Syakhl, the Mountain of the Dead. It was a bitter night, with temperatures plummeting to 30 below zero. No one knows what happened inside that tent, but something powerful, something terrifying, drove them to cut their way out from within and flee half-dressed into the dark. When the search parties arrived weeks later, the camp was a ghostly scene. The tent stood half-collapsed, its fabric slashed open from the inside. Inside were boots, coats, food, all neatly in place, as if the hikers had expected to come back. In the snow nearby were footprints, some bare, some in socks, some in one boot, leading down the slope into the forest. And then, the bodies began to appear. 2 men were found lying beneath a tree, stripped to their underwear, as though they had tried desperately to build a fire. 3 more were scattered across the slope, frozen mid-stride, their limbs stiff in the snow, as if they had been crawling back to camp. Months later, the remaining 4 were discovered in a ravine. These were the most horrifying of all. Their ribs shattered, their skulls caved in, one woman missing her tongue, another her eyes. Yet their skin showed no external wounds. It was as if some invisible force had crushed them. The autopsies raised more questions than they answered. How could such injuries occur without a struggle, without blunt trauma? Why was radiation found on some of their clothes? And what of the eerie photographs on their last roll of film, which seemed to capture glowing orbs in the night sky above the mountains? Officials closed the case with a single chilling line. The hikers had died due to a compelling natural force. But what force? Theories have swirled for decades. Some say it was a sudden avalanche that forced them out, though the slope was too shallow and no signs of an avalanche were ever found. Others believe powerful winds created infrasound low frequencies that induced panic and confusion, sending the group stumbling into the cold. Still others whisper of secret Soviet military tests, parachute mines exploding overhead, explaining both the glowing lights and the crushing injuries. And of course, for those who look to the skies, there is the possibility of something otherworldly, a presence that visited the Mountain of the Dead that night. Even in 2019, when Russian authorities reopened the investigation, the answer given was the same, most likely an avalanche. Yet this conclusion satisfied few. The tent, the tracks, the injuries, the radiation, none of it fits neatly together. The mountain still keeps its secrets. More than 60 years later, the Dyatlov Pass Incident remains a wound in the frozen earth, a mystery sealed in ice. 9 lives ended there, but their story endures. A riddle whispered by the wind across the Ural peaks. Perhaps the truth lies beneath the snow, or perhaps, as some believe, the truth was never meant to be found. What do you think happened that night in 1959? Was it nature's wrath, human secrecy, or something stranger still?